Hello. 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 I come bearing gifts. Hello. Hello. I have little gifts. Okay. No, seriously, I do. Good afternoon. Hello. It's noon 30 on the Eastern Seaboard. Thanks for being with me. I appreciate you guys. If you're here hanging out, I hope that you're having a good day yourself, first and foremost. And secondly, if you can share the live, that would be amazing. It is going from cold to hot to cold to hot, and it's getting crazy up in here. And I am like, I'm just, I don't know. I had this sweater on, and now I'm like sweating, and I have this like tank top on, and it's like, I don't know. I can't figure out where I want to be, but it's fine. It's only because it's becoming the end of summer. Oh my God, which is literally going to kill me inside. And it is going to be fall, which I do love, but then I just know that winter is coming up shortly. So there's that. All right, we're going to talk about reformulation today and what's all going on behind the scenes of reformulation so people can understand how that process actually happens and goes down. And so that's what I am going to share with you guys today, which is going to be a fun talk. All right, let me just get back to some of the stuff that's going on right now, and then I will hop into what that is. And there is a reason that I have this. Ooh, that's like ASMR. Hello. Listen to this gift as it shuffles around inside the box. There you go. What do you think is in there? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Will you know? I don't know. We'll find out. All right. Okay. Sorry. That's just me messing around. I don't know. You know, when I see something interesting, like all of a sudden we've got like an ASMR thing going on, I'm going to mess around with it because why not? All right. So yeah, I am live now. Had somebody asking. Hello. Yes, I am. I'm here. I also just made some really, I made some champagne raspberry tea. It's iced tea. I'm going to drink that later. It's going to be exciting. Okay. Let's see. I guess, where do we want to start? Where should we start, guys? All right. Let me put my comments on the stage in case anybody wants to say anything silly. Or, you know, you can just sit there and stare like weirdos. There's always that. Okay. Anyways, where the fuck are my banners? All right, here they are. There's that. Hello, you deserve a little extra. This weekend, we are doing a spend $50 at champagneapothecary.com, and we're going to slip in a mini surprise, and that ends Sunday. What was that? No. Shh. It's supposed to be a secret. Yeah. No. Obviously. God, I don't want to tell him that. Right? Anyway, no, enough. It's supposed to be a secret. You're going to get a free mini gift with any $50 order or more this weekend. You don't need a code. You just need to make your order, okay? So make your order, get your free mini gift surprise. It's going to be exciting. And there's that. This box has a lot to say, okay? But we're not going to go down that road. All right, let's talk about reformulation. So many of you know, I'm just going to make myself comfortable here. Don't worry about me. Many of you know that we are currently in reformulation. And what does that mean? Because some people, I think, don't necessarily understand truly what that actually means. So it's not, we're not just like getting, I guess the first and foremost thing that I need you to understand, sorry, I'm going to bring this closer. I guess the first and foremost thing that I need you to understand is that we are creating a new standard in skincare. And that is a big feat. We have essentially, we have set the bar high for the rest of the skincare industry when it comes to creating, it's so funny how this thing like picks up and doesn't pick up stuff. It's whatever. when we're creating clean standards, okay, let me preface it like this. Okay. There are three major lists that people use to qualify if a product is actually, quote, clean. Okay. Those three standard lists are Sephora, Ulta, and Credo. And in the skincare industry, if you want to have a clean product, you basically need to follow the guidelines that those three entities have put in place. In my opinion, there are a lot of things on those lists that are not clean. There are a lot of petroleum derivative products. There are a lot of quats that are in there. There are a lot of pegs that are allowed. And those things, we know a lot about a lot of those things, and they're not necessarily great for your system, and they're not great for your skin, and they're definitely not great for your skin barrier. And since we have a very microbiome focused product, I wanted to create a new standard, set a new bar, and for ourselves. I hope that other companies will join us on this journey. There are actually many companies that tell you that their products are clean and they're lying. Which you can do the research for yourself. You can actually use our ingredient scanner on our website now, to just put any ingredients list in and see what comes up as, red, yellow, or green. And so you can like kind of get a base understanding of like what that looks like. But there are a lot of companies greenwashing products, and it's not something that I am going to condone as someone who is working in the skincare industry. So what I did is I created a new list of things, all these different things that I didn't want to put in our products that were beyond Sephora, Ulta, and Credo, and made it so that it was like super strict in terms of what we could allow and what we would not allow in our products. And again, we got rid of all kinds of stuff. Like I said, pegs, quaterniums, like petroleum derived products, like, anything like really like overly processed synthetics. Like, we have like an extremely strict list. Okay. So that's the first thing that you need to know. I created a doozy for us to deal with, is really what it comes down to, because what you may or may not understand about cosmetic chemistry is that there are different things that are needed in order to, emulsify products, etc. Make sure that they're at the right viscosity, like, ensure that that certain things are stabilized, that pH balances are, put in place, that you are getting the effectiveness, etc. that you need from a product. I know, Moxie, it's so crazy that they're doing that. Even my cat is upset, and my cat is upset at the greenwashing of the clean beauty industry. But so there's a lot of things that go into place from a cosmetic chemistry perspective. And what this does is it actually presents us a lot of challenges, because not only are we, like putting that list into place, but then my cosmetic chemist has to take all of the things. So I'm going in and basically, we're not private labeling products. Like, nobody's like giving us like, their stuff and then whatever. We're like literally developing and building products. So what I do in my role is I do all the research in terms of, what it is that we can or can't use based on the list that we've put together. And then I do a lot of research on how those things are going to interact and what we could potentially come up with in terms of a formula. And then I put together thoughts on what the percentages potentially should be from an effectiveness perspective of each thing. So like, it's like water at such and such percent, glycolic at such and such, whatever it is that we're dealing with. And I send all of that stuff over to my chemist, and I say, hey, this is what I think. the potential ingredients list could be based on our new standards. And this is what I think our potential formula percentages could be, based on just the way that, my limited understanding of cosmetic chemistry is. I have taken classes and stuff, and I have like made my own products in person and all of that. But I am very thankful for my chemist because he is a fucking genius, and working with so much, He's working with so much precision and care over this product and this reformulation. It is like so. I'm just very thankful for him. And so I picked this up because I wanted to drink it, and then I like totally didn't. Okay. So he has to like take all of my thoughts and all of my craziness and go, we're not putting any of this crap in our products. And then he has to take that and the ideal like percentages and thoughts that I have initially, and then he has to translate that into something that actually physically comes to life. Now, what we've seen in this process is because we're dealing with an entirely new list of stuff, and we've taken out so many different things, we've had to go in and actually, like, he's doing some of the chemistry he is doing for the first time ever. Like, he has never, like, not because he's not he's an incredible fucking chemist, and he's working with, he has a mentor who's been creating products for almost 50 years. But because we're using like newer, cleaner ingredients, etc., some of the stuff that we're coming up against, he's like, okay, I haven't done this before, but like this is fine. Where, what do you think about like X, Y, and Z? And what do you think about like this as like, maybe if we need like an alternative route or like whatever that is, right? And he's killing it. Okay, like I said, he's literally killing it. Between the two of us, it's like it's magic. If you're like a wicked science chemist like nerd, you would actually just love to be a fly on the wall for the behind the scenes process, because it's like it's absolutely batshit crazy. So I don't know. I'm trying to get across as clearly as I possibly can, I guess is what I'm saying, that we have set a standard that's like never been done before in skincare, and and that's on me. That's in my doing, but that is also because we want to give you the best products possible, and we want to give you the most healthiest products possible, right? So like we wanted to make sure that we weren't like doing anything that was going to affect your systems, your skin barrier, anything at all that would affect your body negatively. And that's why I went through and created that new standard. So we're up against that new standard. And then in that new standard comes all these different like new things that we have to deal with, because where you would normally go and be like, oh, we could use hydroxyethylcellulose here. It's like, well, you can't, because that's on the no-no list. You know what I'm saying? Or like, so it's like, or anything, just give any random ingredient, that you're like, oh, we could use X, Y, and Z. It's some of you guys won't even know what the hell I'm saying, but it's the point of, it's like where we would be able to do, oh, we could do this. We can't do it because we've set a new standard. So we're messing with a lot of different things and having to find ways to like make sure that the emulsification systems are working properly, that the viscosity of the product is what it needs to be and or what I want, that the effectiveness is there. So we're dealing with a lot of stuff that's brand new that that people haven't done before. So it's not an easy, so all of that to say, it's not an easy process. It's a super detailed, very like distinct thing that we're doing because we're doing something for the first time ever, which is like absolutely batshit crazy and also amazing. We're creating this product that is like incredibly effective, has nothing but 5-star reviews across the board, and is now the cleanest product that you can possibly get, and actually is what it says. It's like I said, go out there. You think your products are clean? Go out there, go to our website, go to champagneapothecary.com, click on the ingredient scanner, take your ingredients list and plug it into our ingredient scanner and see if your products can uphold our standards. They're very high. I've not come across a product yet that has the same stuff, because hello, like, again, we're just setting something new inside of the skincare industry. So and that's because I really want to make sure that I give you like the best of the best of the best. Our products were already clean to begin with. Our products already soared they were like on all of those lists. Everything was like, good to go. But like I said, there was stuff on there that I was like, well, how come like this is allowed? Why do they let this like happen? Or like, what's like whatever. And I just wanted to hold ourselves to a stricter standard. And that's why we created the Champagne standard for skincare and for cleanliness, and to make sure that we didn't have any endocrine disruptors. Nothing was like in there disrupting any of your systems, and didn't mess with your skin, cause any problems or anything like that. We just didn't want any garbage at all. Not even like garbage that was like potentially derived from garbage, or like I said, like overly processed synthetics and stuff. We wanted to find like the best of the best of the best. So that's the first part of the process. And it's a lot, okay? And we're doing this one by one by one. We have every single one of our products is going through this process, and we are almost done. We only have a few more to go. We've gotten through pretty much all of it so far. But the thing is that it's like it's not overnight, because like also you have to think like, not only are we dealing with that, so that's something like anybody who's formulating products is not up against, because they're not dealing with this new standard where you're having to implement new chemical processes and different things like that, because it's like we're using ingredients that wouldn't naturally always be used in those circumstances, but like we're making it happen, right? So from a chemistry perspective. So it's like, so there's that. But then you have to think about like small batch testing. You have to think about trialing. You have to think about iterations. And I get an iteration and it's like everything can be amazing from the chemistry perspective, but then maybe it's not like exactly the right feel. Well, we have to go back to the drawing board and go and say, okay, like, so this is, like that's something that we came across like with our moisturizer, for example. The iterations was like such an interesting process, because what we added vitamin C to the moisturizer. Of course, we stripped anything, we stripped the emulsification system out of it, actually, because it was not set up to our standards. And then had to create and present a new one. So that's the emulsifier. That's what makes everything, do its thing there and blend and all of that. And then we added on top of it vitamin C. And vitamin C always naturally changes the viscosity of a product, the thickness, the texture of a product. So that was an interesting one, because it was like, how do we get it back to the place of like where it was in terms of feel, with not only a new emulsification system, but also adding vitamin C, which changes the texture of the product. And so it's like, and so we got it pretty close. We ended up getting it pretty close to like what the old feel is. It doesn't matter. The product is like insanely good. It's like, my God, a few weeks after using the moisturizer, I was like, holy shit, my skin, it looks amazing. And it was like, just like, and everybody has said, like, everybody has had huge props and kudos and stuff for the moisturizer. But that's where it was like the iterations, man, it was just like we were getting them. And then I'm like, oh, it's not quite. Oh, we had one that came in that looked great. So like my chemist will leave it, he'll create the product. He'll leave it in the lab for a few days to see if anything changes, because hello, chemical processing. And it's like just to make sure that it's good to go and it like can get out there. And like he did that. And this was the first iteration of that. He did that. And then it was like everything looked cool. He sent it to me. I got it. And then it was like, nope. It was actually causing like little, like there was like little fish eyes, like congealed um little like balls essentially of like, congealed product. They're called fish eyes. Anyways, so it looked completely fine until I received it. And then I was like, something seems like, and it wasn't even like right off the bat, it seemed like a little like whatever. But then like within the next like day or so, I was like, oh man, there's these fish eyes. So, we had to go back to the drawing board. So it's like, again, it's not like this thing where it's just like, I'm just going and saying, hey, that moisturizer you have, can we put our label on it? No, it's like we are actually engineering products and we are starting at ground zero. And then we have to like go in and do all of this amazing stuff with the new standards. And then we have to do iterations. And then, like I said, small batch testing and trialing and making sure everything is good and effective and working. And, we have to deal with, the FDA and like all the stuff that goes on with like our labeling and blah, blah, blah. And then that's like a whole separate section. Like now you're talking, production, where all the components come into play. It's like, where are you getting your bottles and your labels and your caps? And it's like, you guys, it's so extensive. Okay, it's so extensive. And I have to say, like, for being such an extensive process, we have done a hell of a good job getting it out in a pretty fairly quick time. We've been working on this before like we ever even announced that we were going to do it. And it's like we've been working on this stuff. We've been working on all this stuff in the background because it takes a long time. It's not like it takes technically years to do this kind of stuff. So we've been working on it for a while in the background. Then we announced that we were working on it. And the reason we did that was because we were filtering out from like our old stuff to our new stuff. And we had to make sure that our like customers know what's going on and people that we have on like subscriptions, like, and all of that stuff. We need to make sure that that's all like good to go. So that's why we announced it publicly, because we didn't want to be like, we're just sold out. Because it's like, I mean, not that we're not sometimes, but like, it's like we wanted to make sure that we were like being transparent with everybody in the process. So that's kind of like where we're at. So like currently right now, we are like, our oil is all set. It's been, our moisturizer is all set. Our clarity cleanse is all set. It's actually about to be on its way. Glycolic is pretty much all set. We just have to get through production on that one. Visionary is in Visionary, Awakening, Abundance are in iteration. And vitamin C. So yeah, so that's kind of like the processing. So all of that to say, I wanted to share this kind of behind the scenes like thought process and like what's going on with and what actually like happens with this stuff, so that you would know. It's not that we don't want to get people's product to them as quickly as we can. We actually are doing that. We are getting everybody's product to them as quickly as we can. And we've done a pretty good job of like, kind of covering the gaps, if you will, like for like when things are out. So if you're waiting, for example, like right now, everybody is caught up to date on everything that was pre-ordered except for glycolic, and glycolic is going to be going through production and should, I don't want to give a date or like when it is, but it should be here, as soon as we can get it here. We are working very fast. We are working very fast, and we are working very diligently, and we are creating a product that the fucking world has never seen before. So yeah, so we are super thankful for your guys' patience, as we go through all of this. And we want to, like I said, just to share like what was going on and like what it actually is, so that people would know and have an understanding of the processing that we're doing in the background. You said I don't want to say a date, then almost gave a date. Yeah, well, that's right. But I'm not going to give a date because I don't know. And I'm telling you, it's like sometimes things get caught up. Like I think it's going to be here, 1 week, and then it's like, no. So I'm always like, I'm just trying to steer clear of that nonsense if I can. Because like I said, we are working really fast. And I want to, again, give a massive shout out to my chemist, who is a fucking rock star genius, literally. And also for dealing with my psychosis, because he has to deal with that. So so there's that. And like, and what we're doing and like just creating this new thing that like, again, the world has never seen before. It's so crazy. Like, thank you a million times. Thank you to him. And then, to the production team too. Our production team is like absolutely killing it. They are, we've come up against some weird shit, you guys, like just like random stuff or, different auditing things. And it's like, oh man, we now need a whole new X, Y, and Z or whatever. And they've just taken it in stride. So I want to give them a huge shout out too. I have a manufacturing partner who is like the absolute bee's knees. Let me tell you, like this woman is like, it's like the kind of person, like, how when you feel like you meet somebody and you're like, I've met my match, like this person can operate at the level that I operate at. It's like, she's like that. And she just helps me to make sure everything is so seamless and like just on point, and constantly like calling to give me updates and making sure everything is like good to go, and just going out of her way to do so many things. It's like, I'm so thankful for her as well. So yeah, we've got a good team who is working together to get you guys like the best products on the face of the planet Earth. And that is just a fact. And then, and it's like, and that's one part of it. It's like, I don't know. And then we've got some other stuff going on. We've got some like cool things happening for the website and like different things that we're going to be doing online, and, got some like really great people working on that as well. So it's just, I'm really, personally, I'm very thankful for everything, and I'm very thankful where we are in the process. And I think that like, I just want everybody to know that like we are all working so hard and so quickly, and doing everything that we can to get the best products out to you guys. And that's just a fact. Ethist is the best skincare on the planet. And I don't care what anybody says, it's true. It's not it's not because I'm biased, although I am. And it's the only thing that I personally use on my face. But it's also because it's just a fact. I mean, at this point, it's like we are the cleanest skincare line. We're not greenwashing anything. We don't need to lie to you because we have the best product. The marketing, like fluff garbage, doesn't matter. Anybody can say anything. That's the craziest shit about this industry is that anybody can say anything to you that they want about their product. It doesn't have to be real. They could just say it on their website and people will like literally think that it's true. It's why we created the ingredient scanner, so that you could do your own due diligence, so you could see like what's going on. I have a website. Of course I have a website, champagneapothecary.com. And if you go to my website and spend $50 this weekend, you will get a free gift. What's that? Oh, it has more to say to me. No. No, I cannot share that. I cannot. No. It really wants me to tell you what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you go to the website and you spend $50, you're going to get a free surprise gift this weekend, and it ends on Sunday. So there's that. You know what? Let me show you actually while we're on here. I'm gonna show you the ingredient scanner so you can see it for yourself. Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to show you guys how you can use it. It's actually super easy to use, and I would love to see, I'd love to see what you guys have in your bathrooms. Meaning your products. I don't want anything else, okay? Do not take my words and twist them on any level. Thank you very much. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Sorry, just getting some stuff for you here. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see. God. I should have had this set up first, but I wasn't going to show you this. So, I don't know. This is me. I'm always doing ridiculous stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Crazy. That's who I am. I don't know if anything's going on in the comments. I'm sorry if you're commenting and I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to get some things going here so you can see this really quick, just so you can see where it is and how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Because why not? All right, cool. So here we go. Let me see if I can. I think I got to do this. Oh, no, let me check anyways. Let me check. Thanks for hanging out. Do you have logging for searches made into the... Oh, I don't know. We should check this. We should check that. That would be pretty good. I'm not sure. Probably not, because it's my it's my super basic JSON vibe coding skills. Let's see. What the hell am I doing? I'm trying to share something and I literally don't even know where I'm trying to share. God. I think you guys can see that now. Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's see if I can put myself... No. Let's see if I... Yeah, let's go. All right. So, yeah, I would. That's why I'm saying it's we should check into that. We should check into that if we have that data, but probably not, because like I said, it's my super basic JSON file. But don't worry, I only spent 90 years putting 100,000 ingredients in here. It's fine. All right. So where the hell are we looking now? Oh yeah, we're looking at this. Okay, so if you go to my website, this is the desktop, but obviously on the mobile, there's a little menu on the side there, and you can drop it down, and then you would just go to ingredient scanner, and that's where you're gonna find this guy here, and you can paste any just single, ingredient into the scanner, and it's you'll see right away, right? Water is green, hydroxyethyl cellulose is red. And maybe something like retinol palatate is also red. So yeah, you can see that it's you can put any given random ingredient in if you want, and it will bring up what's what. And this is it does its thing. Again, it's a whip. Okay, so just remember that. But let's take this is our cleanser. This is our cleanser ingredient list. And as you can see on our cleanser ingredient list, you won't find anything that's in the red column because we don't put anything in the red column in our products. So yeah, if you want to check this out, you think your products are clean, somebody told you that it was, prove it. Drop any ingredient list below and you can see if it will actually test out to our strictest clean beauty benchmark known as the Champagne Standard. No greenwashing, no motherfucking mercy. Okay. Oh my God, if it could sing, that would be there's nothing on the red list on your ingredient list. That would be amazing. I would love that so much, honestly. Let's see if I can I'll show you something that I did actually recently so you guys can get an idea of how it works. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna show you something else. Just give me a second. I hope people like the singing because if they don't, they're really gonna hate this live. Thank you for being here. If you can share the live, that would be amazing. Okay. Let's see. Stop sharing that. I don't want to share that anymore. I don't want to share this. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I look fucking crazy. That's when I'm like, wow. Alrighty. If you can see the screen now, yes, you can. This is my TikTok. You can find me at Amber Goes Off on TikTok. But this is a video I just did. Someone along the way, whether it was a dermatologist or an influencer here on TikTok, drove you to this product. They told you it was super clean and it was made for sensitive skin. Well, we wanted to test out our new ingredient scanner. I don't know if you guys can actually hear it, but you can see it. You can see there are a lot of things in that red column. So this is like a video that I did about the CeraVe moisturizer and like, you know, what some of the ingredients were and what they were like known for, etc. And then like let you know about an alternative and like did our thing here. And as you can see, like again, hello, there's nothing in our red column because that's just that, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. So there's like a lot of ways that you can, like I said, use this and you know, you can check all kinds of products in there, see like what's what, and if your products actually hold up to our standards. So there's that. ChampagneApothecary.com at this ingredient scanner and see if your products hold up to the champagne standard. Probably not. Probably not. But that's okay. You know what I mean? I've met my match in a partner who helps me manufacture my products. I have not met my match in someone who actually wants to manufacture products like me. So there's that. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I've been on here way too fucking long. I told you about reformulation today. I hope that was helpful so that you understand kind of what we are doing in the background. Thank you again so much for your patience. We so appreciate you. We really truly do. Everybody is working really hard and really fast, and I couldn't ask for like a better team and partners in all of this. Like I have just absolutely amazing people who are working with me, an incredible chemist genius, an awesome manufacturing partner, really truly like just like it's like having a clone, which is one of the best things on the planet. An incredible production team who does an awesome job taking everything in stride that we're dealing with. We've got awesome people working in the dev, like on dev in the background, and just lots of things going on. So if you haven't tried Ethist, I don't even know what you're waiting for. You know, you should go to champagneapothecary.com and get your starter set today. You can get it at a one-time purchase price, or you can get it on subscription for like, you know, $48 less than you would naturally pay for all three of the products, and it's going to give you incredible results. You guys, I'm talking like that's $1 a day. Okay, you get a 3-month subscription for literally $1 a day. That is like 1/6 of what you probably spend on a coffee every day. And if you could have the greatest skin of your life for that amount of money, why aren't you doing it? I don't know. You're wild. There's thousands of people who already are, and they love it so much. So why don't you join them and get the best skin of your life? And this weekend, if you do it and you spend anything over $50, you're going to get a free gift. You know what I'm saying? So why would you not want to do it this weekend? You know, I don't know. Do you, man? Do you? At the very least, go check your products and see how janky they really actually are. Because the skincare industry loves to lie to people and tell them that their products are clean and good, but they're not. So there's that. Anyway, I've done way too much singing on this live today. So, your skin is about to, Blaze's skin is about to be dancing, and it's probably from all the singing I've been doing. Let's be honest. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out. I will be back, though, this weekend, probably to tell you a couple things. Don't forget, get your orders in, get your free gifts before Sunday. Lots of good stuff coming up, too, by the way. I know people are normally like, this is about the time that we start to talk about the carnival, and we're going to head to the carnival. Well, guess what? We're not heading to that carnival this year because we're going to do it all online, and it is going to be amazing. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. But we have a lot of stuff like to get to before that. That doesn't start until the middle of September. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I know it feels like fall. The wind whispered pumpkin spice this morning. I don't know what's going on with the weather, but I do know that it's still August, and there's a lot of actually good stuff that we have for you before the end of the month too. So don't miss out on any of that, in hopes for what's to come. But also remember, we have some carnival shit coming, and it's gonna be bomb. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening in to hear about reformulation and how it all works and all of that. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. Of course, if you're on pre-order for glycolic specifically right now, just know we are working super fast, and we are going to get that to you as soon as we possibly can. But again, reformulation is a process. It's not just something that gets done overnight. Just like Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was ethist and the best possible standards that you could ever get on planet Earth. Just takes time. You know what I'm saying? But at least you know that your skin's going to be looking fucking good.